Hey, it's me, AJD from the LA Hobbyist. Please help me out, mash that subscribe button and ring that bell icon. Any like or view or even sub really helps me grow as a channel.
I am Iron Man.
And this is my last video
2,000 years later.
of the year. Okay guys, calm down, calm down. I ain't going anywhere. I think I got some of you guys out there. I think one of you guys, or a bunch of you guys, my viewers, actually broke a sweat out there. And if you did, thank you so much. That's how I know you guys care, is for you to be a little bit terrified of me leaving the hobby. But I'm not. It's just my last YouTube video of the year.
Hobby.
So now that we got all the pleasantries out of the way, let's get right into this. I'm going to be talking about how I did for the year, how 2022 did for me, and the pitfalls that I went through and how I overcame them. I'm also going to talk about what I did right, because behind closed doors, I've been sulking. I've been assessing what I'm doing, and I probably did something right, and I just didn't see it. So I want to talk it out, verbalize it in front of my fans, in front of my viewers, and more importantly, especially to myself. I'm going to be very, very honest of myself, and it might seem like I'm highly critical of myself and all that good stuff, but I'm very, hypercritical of myself, and I want to do better. And if any of you guys find any value in this, just click that like button, subscribe to me, and all that good stuff. And I'm going to address why this is my last video of the year. Also, last but not least, I'm going to talk about what's next for me, the LA Hobbyist, in 2023. All right, let's deep dive into this. So, how was my 2022? I just feel like my 2022 this year, it's been a mixed bag of everything. If I can describe it in one word, one big huge word, it would be a roller coaster. It was a roller coaster ride. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna shit you. It was. I started off at a very low. I was diagnosed with depression for one. I was taking depression medication for two. So if you don't know what it's like to take a depression medication, it's like suffocating yourself. It's like if you were this loud, outgoing person, this loud, outgoing guy, it's like smothering yourself with a pillow, not being able to talk the way you're used to, not being able to be as loud as you're used to, not being able to be outgoing. I felt trapped under that pillow getting smothered at me. That's how it felt like. I felt trapped. I felt like I couldn't let my beast out, things like that. Like, I just felt like I wasn't myself. I felt like I was a stranger under my own skin. And that's been going on for that has happened a good 5 months, and it took me a good 5 months to overcome that. I'm not on them anymore, but there's some severe side effects. There's some weight gain that's associated with that. There's weight gain with being stressed out in general, and I've been stressed out this whole year, but I've been stressed out the whole 5 years I've been at my job. So that's a contributing factor, is being in a toxic work environment. It's not a good place for me. It's not a safe space. The hobby in general was my safe space. It was my safe haven, and it was safe for me. Was. I'll get into that in a little bit. I can say how bad my 2022 was. It won't take away the fact that all those things happen. Let's just leave it in ambiguity. But there were some promoters that came at me sideways. There are some promoters that were talking shit on social media about me openly, and then there were some promoters that were talking shit behind closed doors, behind my back. It's unfortunate. It's a hobby is supposed to be meant to be shared, and people are trying to monopolize the the space, the promoting space, or the event space. I don't think that's right. Well, then again, I don't think that's right per se. There is like a gray area to that, right? Let me explain. Like, I don't care if you monopolize the space, but don't step on anyone trying to do the same thing. You know, if people are starting off trying to do the same thing, encourage them to. In my opinion, that's what grows the hobby. But if you have people trying to step on you before you even start, then it sucks. Like it severely impacts the hobby. It becomes really negative. Like this year, the hobby has been a negative cesspool of like degenerates. Basically, I'm going to call people that are really negative degenerates. I'm not talking about people that are like calling people out for wrongdoings in the hobby, because yes, of course the hobby needs that, but again, it needs that in dosage. Like, this is supposed to be a safe space for people collecting, for people trying to invest, and for people just trying to better themselves. Whether it's in life or in the hobby, it should be treated all the same. It's just a platform to do better. And I know everyone wants to do better. And I know we can do better as a group, as a society, to lead that way, to lead by example. And that's why I like setting up my card shows. I like to set the culture of how what my idea of having fun is. You know, I like seeing other people, you know, give their rendition of having fun is. You know, it's fun. It's supposed to be fun, but when you stop supporting other people, when you stop supporting the smaller people, you know, shit happens. You know, I get it, but yeah. So the promoting or show space really isn't too friendly. There are a handful of people that are very friendly, and then there are some people that are just like, that needs to just get thrown off their high horse. And that's, to be real about it, they just need to be thrown off their high horse, and that's that. I don't give a shit. Like that. That's that. Um, so that's how 2022 went for me. But I talked about all the bad stuff. What about the good stuff? So the good stuff is the LA Hobbyist this year alone is net positive. Great. So what does that even look like? So net positive, I did $54,000 of sales. Whether or not I made money from card shows, setting up card shows, or being a vendor in card shows, eBay, selling my own cards, cashing out at every card shop. I made 54K with a 9 to 5. Let me rephrase that. I sold 54K. Now, with a 9 to 5, that's very difficult to do. And a very difficult thing to do is to profit 54K. I'm not saying I profited 54K. That's very hard to do with a 9 to 5. But I made 54K of sales, basically. So another part of why the hobby was just so not fun anymore this year was because I got sick. And I was sick every single month of the freaking year. Like, it is terrible. Try being sick every month of the year: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Thank God October, November, and December, knock on wood, is okay. You know, so I've been 3 months sick free. Yay. Actually, I got hurt at work, so that's another thing. I got injured at work, so that's another thing. But I've been sick, so I've been half capacity this whole time. So imagine if I wasn't half capacity. Maybe if I was clicking on all cylinders, I would have done better, and I probably would have. I did a whole lot, and I'm going to, I guess, lay it down and prove it to myself, because I fucking don't have anything else to prove to you guys. Um, the fact that I ran 14 card shows, you know, is a very big testament. And I'm not saying I did it all on my own. You know, I did the groundwork all on my own, but I had help. Thank you, Diamond Nine Sports, for helping me pump out 10 Collectors Connection meetups. Without you, that is not possible. Thank you so much. And I want to thank Manny Slabs. I want to thank Manny for being my partner for the Valley Trade Show. Again, I'll probably make the announcement afterwards about what's new with the Valley Trade Show, but thank you so much, Manny. And if it wasn't for you pushing to, even have a Valley Trade Night, this wouldn't have been possible. So thank you so much, Manny. So again, half capacity all year long, and I was still able to accomplish all of that. I did 10 shows with Diamond Nine. I did 4 shows by myself with a 9 to 5, with being sick, and with being attacked on so many fronts. I was being attacked at work. I was being attacked in the hobby. It's so freaking crazy. And to think that, I accomplished all of that, a normal person wouldn't have accomplished anything with the amount of vitriol or like drama that I was subjected to, and it sucks. But I guess I'm not a normal person. I also had a lot of help, but the good thing, so I talked about all the bad things. The good thing is the hobby helped me financially. That's for one. I was able to profit this year, not by a lot. It's not like tens of thousands of dollars that I profited. It's a couple of thousands, okay, a couple of thousands on paper, basically. But I did have to use the money. A lot of my hobby money went back into life, went back into payments for rent, went back to help my parents, went back to pay my car. So again, if I didn't have the hobby and I didn't work, I would have been dead in the water. And this is why I love the hobby so much. This is why I'm invested in the hobby this much, is because, it means a lot to me. It saved me, for one. It saved me in the beginning, and it's saving me now. And whatever I get into the hobby next, I believe it will help me further, further my agenda. And my agenda is to become the best person that I can be, whether or not it's in the hobby or outside or sideways, whatever. I want to be the best person that I can be. For the things that went right, um, the Valley Trade Show, the Collectors Connection, I'm in the green this year, and I was able to balance buying and selling, and now I have some rules about buying and selling for myself, so which is great. Uh, the pitfalls that I fell into were trying to like do more, so trying to take up more like financial partnerships, so to speak, and those partnerships were designed for me to pay some of them back. So I'm in the process of doing that. I shouldn't have done that. That's another form of over leveraging myself. I've asked friends to give me credit on certain sports cards, and I shouldn't have done that either. I still owe them a little bit more money. I'm not going to do that anymore. I've done a lot of mistakes. Those were like my very big no-nos, and I shouldn't have done that. But mentally I was cloudy this year. Dude, like I'm stressed out. Stressed out. Being stressed out doesn't lead to better moves. It truly doesn't. When you have a 9 to 5 that's truly disgusting and very toxic, it's tough. It is tough. It makes, yeah, it turns your moves into shit outside of that. Like, yeah, it detracted a lot of my focus. And I know I blame a lot of it. A lot of it is on me for just still going through the, things I went through. Like, I could have pumped out maybe half the shows I pumped out this year, but I was stubborn. I wanted to prove to myself that I can do it. 14 shows is not a joke, but also, it was made easier because 10 of those already had the infrastructure for it, which helped me. Thank you, Diamond Nine. So it's just, it's very hard to do those type of things while you're over leveraged with time, then you're over leveraged with money, then where do you go? Those are the major pitfalls that everyone needs to avoid, in this hobby and, also in life. So now I'm paying for it. Um, and life goes on, basically. Let's see. I have a list here, actually. So, what did I do right? Hold on. I just want to take the time to thank everyone for supporting me. I wouldn't have hit 474 followers on YouTube, without your love and support. I wouldn't have hit 2,700 plus Instagram followers. And before any of that, I never had this type of reach. So again, thank you everyone for believing in me and continuing to watch me grow and, foster my own beliefs within this paradigm, within this hobby paradigm. This is gonna be my last video of the year, so don't worry about it. It's just I'm very burnt out. I'm tired. I got sick so many times this year. Sick more times than I should have. Man, I was sick at least once every month. Beginning from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and then October, November, and December. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. I didn't get sick. So I'm in the process of rebuilding myself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and going from there. I'm gonna enjoy the holidays. I'm gonna enjoy family. I miss my parents a lot. We were living together the beginning of the year, and then midway through, they moved to the Bay Area. Thank goodness that they're better now, and that I was able to help them nurse themselves back into health. And now they're at the Bay Area living their best life, and I couldn't be more proud and thankful. But yeah, so that's why I'm doing this as my last video. I might have one more video after this, then that would be my last, but it's gonna be a funny video. It's gonna be a different take and look at me in general, and I want to start doing other things on YouTube other than, cards. Please help me out. Mash that subscribe button and ring that bell icon. Any like or view or even sub really helps me grow as a channel. As I've mentioned, I'm trying to, rebuild myself both physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. With that being said, the LA Hobbyist will be doing some type of reconstruction and revamping and, restructuring uh, the LA Hobbyist as an entity, will be doing different things other than sports cards. I love the hobby. The hobby has, helped me in so many ways. It helped me grow as a person. It helped me grow as a business owner. And I want to take what I've learned in this hobby, into different aspects of what can be a hobby. And this is why I named myself the LA Hobbyist, because other things can be hobbies too. It's not just sports cards for me. It's not just about sports cards for me. Although it does have a special residence within my heart, I'm going to do other things with the LA Hobbyist. So throughout this year, I've been working on the core of what makes up the LA Hobbyist, and that's going to be the hobby, food, fitness, gaming, and travel. I'm going to focus on those 5 aspects of the LA Hobbyist. Uh, I started off with, the biggest aspect of it all, the hobby, but then I'm going to trickle down to food, fitness, travel, gaming, and all other sorts of things that can be a hobby. I may be looked at as the Anthony Bourdain of the hobby. I don't care. I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to do me. And I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. It's been a long, long, rough year. It's over for me now. I wish everyone well. I wish everyone many blessings. And I hope everyone does well within their respective niche, within their hobby. I hope everyone thrives. That is my one wish for each and every one of you guys, is to thrive in the space. Please make the space a very safe space for people to grow. Without that, we cannot grow as a society, and we cannot grow as a hobby, and we can't even move forward. So please, 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 please help others grow while you're growing yourself, and you will find yourself doing amazing things. All right, guys, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'll see you all next year in 2023.
Cut.
Bye.